Hello guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. I'm continuing my fantastic journey with Pacific War, GMT's Pacific War by Mark Herman. I already shared with you materials for the first 8 engagement scenarios, and today I will be trying to tackle the first battle scenario. This will be the relief of Wake Island. Without further ado, let us have a look at the details of this scenario. As a reminder, in Pacific War, we have 4 types of scenarios: the engagement ones, which are a quick, solitary type of scenarios for 10-15 minutes. We have also the battle scenarios, which are slightly longer in time and usually using more rules. We have the campaign scenarios. These are the truly scenarios you would like to play. Yeah, these are scenarios where you can play the whole war in pieces. And of course, you have a lifetime experience strategic scenarios. We tackle today the scenario, battle scenario number 1, relief of the Wake Island. And let's see at the situation. And let's see at the special rules. So it should take us no more than 2 hours to play it, probably even shorter, because I will be playing solo. The number of players is of course 2. We use only the map B. As you can see, the length is 28 days. And what is very important, there are no contact phases in this scenario. So we'll be doing the battle cycles. And because each battle cycle is 2 days, and we have 28 days, we would have 14 battle cycles here. Important note, all task forces, all ships which will not deactivate by the end of the scenario will count as a victory points for the enemy. So we will not be fighting the whole 14 battle scenarios, whole 28 days. What we see on the map, first of all, is a point of a key interest here, Wake Island. So actually, that's where the main task for Japanese is. Here we will have a couple of task forces. Task Force 1 is here. This is part of the Kido Butai, Hiryu and Soryu with planes. Just check, these are L2s, very good quality. And Tone and Kagaro as screens. Then we have Task Force 2 here. That's the main landing force. So we have like Marines and some infantry. Then we have Task Force 3 over here. These are mainly, there are no carriers here, yeah. There are some cruisers and some other destroyers. And then we have also here the base with the force, and the force, these are the activated planes, yeah, over here. As for the US, first of all, we have, of course, the force in the Wake Island. So 1 plane only, the Marine Battalion, and it will be Wake Island fortifications. As for the task forces, we have a Task Force 1 here, and that task force is over there. This is Lexington carrier with some really nice screening units with a really good flag power. Then we have Task Force 2 over there. So this would be Saratoga with screen. And Task Force 4, I'm not using 3 for the ease of keeping all the stuff here. Saratoga, I hope that you can see it. Oh, yeah, you should. It's Task Force 4 is Enterprise with a small screen. So what will happen during this scenario, and what are the victory conditions? For Japanese to win, of course, we have always all the interesting part of a scenario in the book. For Japanese to win, they need to solely occupy the wake, so simply push the Americans out from here by the end of the scenario, and important, and sank more enemy capital ships than they lost. So this is very, very important. For Allied troops, they win if they hold the ground on Wake Island at the end of the scenario, or important, or have sunk more enemy capital ships. You may ask, what is the capital ship? The rule book gives you the answer. So here it is. It will be in naval units, 2 to 3. So of course, aircraft carriers, light carriers, battle ships, and battle cruisers. We don't have seaplane carriers here. So if you look at the composition of units, I don't see any battleships and battle cruisers. Just quickly scanning through this, not here, not here. So the only capital ships in this scenario are carriers. 2 on the Japanese side, 3 on the US side. It will be interesting. I will be playing the full battle cycles now. Almost, yeah, there are still some steps which are not played in the battle scenarios, but most of them will be there. Before I start, I will rearrange a little all the tracks, maps, forces, and we will be starting. Okay, guys, here is how I set it up. We would have task forces displays over here. I would have search charts here. We'll also be able to track the battle cycle phases here. The naval display is here. I will not be entirely using it because I will be playing the battles here. What we need is the lightning conditions display. I will come back to this in a moment. As per the scenario rules, we have 28 days, so simply 14 battle cycles. And in order to track it, yeah, we'll use a marker here. I will not be using the circle day track. I told you that by the end of the scenario, the ships has to deactivate, otherwise they are counted for the losses. So for the allies, for the US forces, you have a base here in Hawaiian Islands, and you have a base here where they can deactivate. For the Japanese, you have a base here, and of course you have a base here. So these will be the places where they can deactivate. Of course, the task force can move 2 hexes during the battle cycle. So we don't have a full 14 battle cycles of fight. Yeah. When I was counting this, of course, the Japanese has the easiest way of coming back. Here's like, I don't remember, 30 hexes, something like this. Also here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So around 10 battle cycles from wake. So the whole engagement probably would be like 1/3 of the accessible battle cycles. So what we'll be doing, we'll be going step by step. As for the lightning, because the condition is intercept, the operating player, that is Japanese, can decide whether they would like whichever type of the day they would like to have. I have chosen the dusk. I have chosen the dusk because I would like to enter the wake during the night. During the night, you will not have a possibility for the air missions, which is good. They want to land there and fight without interference from the American carriers. Yes, so for the lightning, we set the task. Now, the advantage determination. Again, because the operational intelligence condition is intercept, we have no modificators. We just roll 2 die, and then we'll decide who is the advantage player. In case of ambush or surprise, there would be modifications. Okay, so the US goes first. What they will do, they will simply sail 2 hexes. I'm marking those as moved. 2 hexes here. They can, of course, search, but that does not make much sense. but we can just for the sake of training. Why that does not make much sense? Because during the detection removal at the end of this step, yeah, this will be just removed. So let's say that US is trying to search for this task force. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes, and we are during the day 4 hexes. Who is searching? I think we have fighters, of course. We have fighters in task force 1. So 4 hexes. If we roll all from 0 to 2, we'll find them. Yes, we found them. So this task force is found. Okay, advantage movement we have, advantage strikes. There will be no strikes, and I would like to draw your attention, guys, to the fact of the range of the Japanese and American planes. Let's have a look here. The American planes have a 7 range. The Japanese planes have a range of 8. So those guys sitting here cannot reach this 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So they have just one hex less, and this is fundamental because the aircraft carrier planes for US have 3, and the Japanese have 4 hexes of the range. 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be fundamental difference in the future. We don't have naval combat. We don't have bombardment. We don't have ground combat. We don't repair, rally. Now we have a disadvantage movement. So for the disadvantage movement, we of course sail with this task force. We sail with this task force. I move them because then I remember whom I already moved. And we sail with this task force entering wake. And when we go to the air missions, what we would like to do, we would like to strike. Of course, we'd like to strike, and we would like to strike wake. We'll use, I think we should have range from here. This 2 engine tactical bomber has 16, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, so they can fly there. Also, we will fly from the carriers. We have the range. You see, they have 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. Fine, fantastic. Plus then, plus we have also those ships here. Okie doke. Coordination. We need to roll for the coordination, and if I remember correctly, we need to roll from 0 to 3 because the mission is coordinated. If we roll less than 3 times the quality, we have L2s here and L1 here. Just a quick check. Air mission. Yeah. 3 times the lowest status level. Okay. Let's have a roll. 7, so we are not coordinated. Okay, what is important now? Just a reminder about the procedure, which is always good to have it handy. Yeah, this air mission procedure. So this air mission preliminary procedure, that's what we did. Coordination, move mission air units. Yeah, we should do it later, but no worries. There was no interception. We are not flying over other air units. And now the question whether we were detected or whether we were not detected. We look at the search chart, US search chart, and this is search in the same hex for air during the day. So up to 6, they will be found. Not surprisingly, they are found. So we go further through the procedure. Okay, so they were searched. We have CAP procedure, combat air patrol, flag procedure, and then if we still have a planes, we will be able to fight. So who will fly? Those small planes will fight against those 2 engines. Actually, we should go through the whole CAP procedure. So first of all, those guys, this will be the bandits, yeah, who are attacking us. Now, we can designate the escort and fight one-to-one, or if we don't designate an escort, we'll not be able to hit them back. So what we'll do, we'll designate the escort with those guys here. Of course, when the escort wins the battle, it can still fight then in the airstrike. So the cap procedure, let's go to the results table. And let's see, this is cap versus uncoordinated. Yeah. I hope you can see it. So the strength of this is 1. We need to roll 1 or 0 and then check it. No, 4. And now the Japanese fighters. Their strength 7 minus 2, this is 5, plus 1 because we have at least 3 steps of L2. So this is 6. Okay, and this is yes, uncoordinated strike versus cap. 6, and they have 6. It might be a hit. Let me check. Yes, uncoordinated strike versus cap. So this plane is done. Let me just put the losses where I can start accumulating them. Let them be here. Okay. Now we go to the flag procedure. And our targets, did I mention who the targets? No, we show the targets later on. For the flag procedure, we would have flag of 1 for the base, and that's all, I think. Yeah, only the base. So we roll the flag procedure, 0 or 1, 5, nothing. So we now have an airstrike. The all airstrike will go, of course, against the Wake Island fortification. It's so important because if we destroy fortifications, next turn we'll be able to enter and immediately battle on the Wake Island. So first of all, those guys. This is airstrike versus installations. So air versus installations. Those guys have ground 5 minus 3, 2. So 0, 1, 2. Nope, not surprisingly. Now we have those nice fighters. I hope for better rolls here. So anti-ground is 6, minus 2 is 4 strength, and of course we have at least 3 steps, so this is 5. Strength 5, strength 5. 0, that's powerful roll. Strength 5, okay. Strength 5, 0. And this is here, 4 hits. This is destroyed. And unfortunately, and this is I think a good rule, the second plane also attacks the same target, but because it was already destroyed, they lose. Now we have the landing procedure during the dusk. Just a quick check, of course, to verify. Yeah. Dusk lightning conditions require that all units flying air missions, not cap, must conduct a dusk lightning procedure. We roll the die, and if the die roll is more than 3 times the status level of a unit, the unit loses 1 step. So more than 3, more than 6, more than 6. Yes, that was more than 3, more than 6, and more than 6. No. No, so 1 hit here, but no hits there. I think those air carrier planes are much more important. Yeah. A small cleanup on the map. task forces. Yes. There will be no bombardment. Where's the activation? We just adjust the day, so we are past the first day of the game. All the task forces are flipped. Airstrike marker is taken from here. And we are ready for the second battle cycle. That was a very, very successful battle cycle for Japanese. One hit on the tactical bombers, not a huge loss, and the Wake Island and the rest of the planes were obliterated. Let's remember they are both at the same hex here. We can do it that way. Now we move to the night. Yeah, let's remember that we are moving to the night. Lightning, it's automatic. Advantage determination. There will be no air fight, and that's exactly what we counted for. We have the bombardment to break potentially the American garrison, but there will be no airstrikes. Okay, so rolling 7 and 9. So Americans stay. Okay, they will be approaching. Definitely approaching. Now the Japanese first sure will go here with their task force. The other task force will stay here. Task force 2 is that one. That could be pretty interesting fight soon. Okay, 2. They can move here. Okay, and they can still have the reach to the some of the American task forces. Okey-doke. So what shall we do now? We have advantage movement, we advantage our mission, we don't have naval combat, we have bombardment. And our task force 3 will be doing a bombardment against those units here. I have not been searching anything because there will be no fight during the night anyhow, so no search. Yes, so here's our task force 3. They have bombardment 2, 4, 4, and we will be bombarding, of course, the poor Marines battalion, and then we'll probably go to the ground combat. Okay, rolling 2, 4, and 4. 1. They are hit, I think. There will be troop quality. So this is strength 2, 1 hit. And we go to the bombardment versus ground unit T. T means troop quality check. They have 6, so if they roll up to 6, they are fine. If they roll over the 6, broken. 7. Oh my gosh. It's not the luckiest day. Broken. The rest of bombardment doesn't make sense. Yeah. Will not bombard anymore. We move further. We have a ground combat. And the ground combat would be against those units here and those units here. Okay, let me put the task forces already. Nice. You see, guys, we entered the hex and we can immediately assault, amphibious assault, because there are no fortifications. This is very, very important. Yeah? There are no fortifications there. Okay, so this will be the leading unit, and this is, of course, the leading unit. We move now to the chart with the ground combat. First of all, the troop quality for the second marine will be halved to 4 because they are just landing. So the attacker troop quality is 4, the defending troop quality is 3. So 4 to 3 is 11. We are at 11, and now we have a size differentiation because the ratio is 4 or more to 0. You see we have 4 steps here, we have 1 step here, and that would mean -2 to the die roll. Do we have any other? We have troop modification. Broken, amphibious assault, this we did. The terrain, I don't think the terrain has any impact here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think so. So we have simply the roll on the column 11 with -2. So any roll of 5 or less could be deadly. We have, by the way, 5 steps, so we roll on the smallest possible table. Rolling. 5. 5. We go here and we move 2 down. So this is 0, 0. And the problem is that those troops have a mandatory retreat and they have nowhere to retreat. So they surrender. So simply we have another destroyed American unit. And there are no losses on the Japanese side. No losses. The wake is taken. I think we can create a task force from this. If I had a spare one, I would probably put it here. Okay, let me just move them back to that task force again. Thinking about some kind of reorganization. Here we have, okay, that ship will go to the task force 3. Then I put here, I let them stay in the open. There is no task force 1 anymore, of course. So just let me remove airfield repair, rally, disadvantage movement. Yeah. So for the disadvantage movement, we I think did it already, just to speed things up. Disadvantage mission, we don't fly. Joint deactivation, no. Detection removal, day adjustment. So we are just past day 2, and we move to the light. So a quick sum up of the situation after the first 2 battle cycles. It's enormous success for the Japanese. To be quite honest, I'm really surprised it went so well for them. We shall see how it will progress, but for now, evidently they are doing better than historically. But still, there's time again for some fight, and that can be a decisive factor long term. Okay. So, lightning, we have day AM. So we have again, we fight. We roll for the advantage. Advantage is with the Americans. We need to remember that they need to come back, and it's around 10 battle cycles. So there is still time. This is the 3rd battle cycle, and we have 14. So they will definitely would like to close. 1, 2. This is advantage movement. They can potentially already try to spot, yes, to search, but they are so far away that I would rather not do it. I would do it rather from the closer, like this place. So they will be searching for task force 3. 1, 2, 3. US search with a planes 3 hexes away. This is day 04, task force 3. 2. So the task force 3 is detected, but of course, what Japanese will do, they will immediately also try to detect them. Let's look at the Japanese search. It will be 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3, of course. It will be air search 04. No, they are not found. Now we have also some air carriers here. They would like to close on those guys. They can search for them 0 to 4. And they found them. Okay, that's important. Now we have advantage air mission. I think would be good to try to hit at least this task force. It seems they can be a juicy target. Of course, the Americans don't know the details. So we'll be doing the airstrike. We don't know that the carriers are lurking here. Task Force 1 sends their plane. Task Force 2 sends their plane. We check for coordination. We need to roll. Just remind me, I was already checking this. Sorry for this, guys. I think I need to roll 3 times, less than 3 times the lowest status. Yeah, so I need to roll 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Not coordinated. Okay, we can go to the procedure. So we did preparation phase. We move them. We are not intercepted. Yeah, we are not flying over anybody. Now, is the air mission detected? That's important. Note, yeah, we can try to detect. We search with Japanese for. I can already move it here. We search with Japanese for the air and search for air in the hex. Okay. Oh, they found them. Do we have any cap fighters? I don't think so. We don't have any cap fighters in this hex, but they are alerted. It's very important. All the navy is now alerted, and we will go from the cap to flag procedure, and they are attacking this task force. So we can use either. I think in the flag procedure I can use 2 from the core or 4 from the screen. And I'm checking very quickly the flag procedure. Exactly. Using either 4 screening units or 2 core units. Okay, fine. So what we shall do? We need to count the flag strength of this task force, which is quite formidable. 2, 2, 1, 1, 6. It's 6. And we'll be rolling. This is flag unimproved, of course. Unimproved flag here. Probably like 1 hit. No more. 4 on 6. So 6 here, we roll 4. And we go to the flag combat. Yeah, that's 1. So let's assume those guys are hit. And now they can target. Whom they should target? That was not what they were looking for. They should definitely target. I think these are the cruisers. I think, yeah. So both of them target order. Okay, the first one. And let's see. This is air versus naval. Naval is 6 minus 2 for hits. So this is 4, and no bonuses for 6 of L1. So it's simply 4. 6 too much, and Vance has strength of 5. 2, that will be painful. 5, rolling 2, so this is yellow column. This is F versus naval, 2 hits. 2 hits here, okay. And now they come back home. This is cut 3. So this comes from task force. Lexington. No, here. Sorry, guys. It comes from here. Yeah. And this comes. Not the most successful strike. Definitely. Not definitely. But still, some casualties on Japanese side. We don't have a naval battle. Not yet. We don't have bombardment, ground combat, airfield repel, rally. We have disadvantage movement. And for the disadvantage movement, first of all, we shall do some search. So we'll try to search for this task force. This is 3, and if I remember correctly, for Japanese 3 hexes with the planes, it's up to 4. No luck, so no more searches for this task force. But that one is found, and that's a key message for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like a juicy target for an airstrike. First, we need to move 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, and this task force is not found. We can be even a little farther, like this, to have them still in the range, or even like this, because then this task force will not be able to reach us. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can strike. Fine. How shall we do it? We go for the procedure. Whom we dedicate? We dedicate for sure those 2 planes. They will be targeting, of course, carrier, and we should try with that plane. This will be an airstrike. He has range 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Yeah, there should be the range. Fine. So now we don't have any kind of detection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, he can avoid with task force 1. So they go straight. Now, are we detected in or prior to the target hex? And that would be the fundamental question. To be fundamental question, because if I are not detected, my gosh, true carnage can occur. Okay, where do we have it here? American. So Americans searching in the same hex, search for air during the day. It's 6. Searching for air during the day should be possible. 5. Yeah. So this attack is detected. Now we go for the cap procedure. We would need, of course, to designate the escorts. We determine whether or not the mission player designates an escort. Yes, we want to designate an escort, definitely. Because there's for sure will be a cap unit from them. So that way they will fight together. first of all. Okay. We have a designated cap unit and and the escort. So we start from this fight and then we continue through the process of flag. Again, let me jump here. Could be very costly attack for Japanese. But if they succeed, should they succeed, that can be very costly for America. Okay, so we have both units. That one has 7 minus 2, 5. Strength plus 1 for the L2. So this is 6. And that one has 6 minus 2 minus 2. This is 4. So 6 to 4. Juicy rolls. 6 to 4. So 6. This is uncoordinated, yes? So this will be 6 rolling 2. And this is uncoordinated strike versus cap. So this is 1 hit. And 4 to this will be cap versus uncoordinated mission. It's also 1 hit. Yeah, got it right. So both got 1 hit each. Thought it might be even more. Okay, the flag combat now. And for those guys, come back of course here. For the flag combat, they can choose to roll with either core up to 2 units, this is 2 anti-air, or with a screen up to 4 units, this is 3. So of course the flag will be with screen units. Flag is barely too much. So we have now the airstrike procedure. The targets. Everybody at the main target, so at carrier. We'll roll here with a strength of 5 minus for 1. Not much, but let's try. No? Now, here we have a strength 8 minus 3. This is 5 plus 1. This is 6 plus 1 for 3 steps, so 6. Nothing. That's poor rolling. And here we have 8 minus 2. This is 6 plus 1, 7 for we add additional 1 point for 3 steps of L2. 3. Yeah. Okay. It was 7. We rolled 3. This is F versus naval. So these are 2 hits. 2 hits versus the air carrier. And let me just check. It decreases its capacity from 6 to 4 planes, but we have only 3 planes here. This is fine. Okay, so that will conclude the airstrike. We come back here. Pretty successful for the Japanese, with some losses, not a fundamental losses, but with some losses still. And everything can happen during the next turn. So let me just do the cleanup. We move, we had air missions, joint activation now. We just move, we just covered the 3rd battle cycle. And what we'll do, we'll progress to the 4th. Okay, after some refreshment, I hope for the sides on the board too, we come back to the game. The situation is pretty interesting. As you can see, the US suffered some losses, like 2 in the planes and 2 in the carrier. The Japanese also suffered losses, 2 in the ships here, 1 in the planes, also 1 in the planes here. What's most important, wake is taken. At this point in time, this is a draw, but nobody is satisfied with the draw. Just start the 4th cycle, a big roll first, because we go to the random determination of the lightning conditions. It all can change completely and drastically if the roll shows, for example, night. The roll shows 3, which is day, just day, PM. Okay, so everything is normal. And now the big roll. Who will have advantage? Who will have a possibility to strike first? Americans just by 1 point. Okay, that looks like a time for some decisive action. First of all, advantage determination, advantage movement. This task force a fresh carrier is needed here. And do we search? Not yet. We are too far away. What we'd like to do is we'll be searching for those guys, but being away from the let's say naval reach of them. We don't have too much forces in those two. We have pretty nice forces here, though. We search with those for that task force. Let me get the US search. That's a difference. In my first engagement scenarios, I was mixing those two, but I'm remembering now. So the search on 3 hexes from 0 to 4, we should get them. No, 7. So they can search for the task force 3, but I think that will be done by those guys. They are not afraid of being within the striking distance of the Wake Island fleet. So they will move here and they search for 2 hexes 0, 5. And not here, of course, guys. I'm sorry, I made these mistakes a couple of times. I shouldn't. This is the table for searching with the planes. This is only for long range air units. So the 2 hexes is 0, 4. I know in the heat of a battle it happens. So they didn't find anything. They can still search with those guys for this task force. It's range 3, so 0, 3. Yes, so this task force was finally found. Of course, the Japanese task forces were searching for all of those units also. So the range 2, let's see how does it look on the Japanese. 2 hexes is 0, 4. Yes, they are found. Here is 3 hexes and 3 hexes. 0, 3. Oh, sorry. First those, then those. Nothing. And nothing. So only those are found. Okay, doc. Let's see. Now we go to the missions. I think we need to try to strike and to inflict losses, and we can do this only against Task Force 3, the only one found. So we do the airstrike, we launch the planes. This is from Task Force 2, this is from Task Force 4, and this is from Task Force 1. We roll for coordination. We need the roll of 0 to 3, so 3 times the quality of lowest quality of the airplanes or less. So this quality 1. So let's see. No, not coordinated. And now we go through the procedure. Very handy. Always on the player side. So we moved the units. The air mission is not detected prior to this X. Now, is it detected in or prior to target hexes? So we roll for detection in the hex, and this is search for air in the hex. This is 5, up to 5. No, they didn't found them, so there will be only flag combat. We go now to the designating the targets, and the targets, the two strong ones will be targeting that ship, that one will be targeting that ship. Okay. We are rolling here versus naval 6 minus 3 is 3. We need to calculate, okay, everything's fine. So this is 3 strength versus naval. Let's see, 7, nothing. This will have 5, and this will have 5, both against this ship. Still, this is not the capital ship, so it will not give them much. 2. So we immediately look at the results table. This is 5, I rolled 2. This will be 2 hits. Air versus naval. And we have one more roll. The same, strength of 5, 1, oh my goodness. 5, 1. Okay, 2. That was close. Okay, huge damage, but the question is whether it was worth it. Now, what will happen at this moment in time? We will have a flag procedure. We can have flag procedure with 4 screens or 1 or 2 core. We have only screen here. This is 0, it's less than 0, so we have 2. Flag 2 only, which is left. Let me just check the strength of both ships. This is, sorry, it's here, yeah, of course. This C6, C6, okay. So the flag is 1, 2, 3, 3. We have flag of 3. 5, nothing. So that was pretty successful raid for them. They are hitting the Japanese ships. Okay. Now we go naval combat, bombardment, ground, disadvantage movement. So in disadvantage movement, first of all, we'll try to search. We'll try to search for this, and this is the range of 3. So 0, 3 will find them. Yes, 0, 3 we will find them. Let's see. I'm just wondering if I should not approach them to the 1 hex and have a bigger chance of finding those guys. That's a very good question. Okay, never mind. I think I will move. I will move this task force here and task force 3 here. This task force 3 will actually leave some of those battered ships here, just to combine themselves. Let me see the parameters. Okay, they will take those guys here. Okay, not a perfect, but still some. So they will combine with those, and they will combine with those, and we will not have a task force 3 anymore. Yeah. Some of them were left with task force 2. Some of them combined with task force 1. So we have now those guys here, and they will try to detect task force 2 on the range of 1. With the planes, this is 5. 3, that means that, yeah, we found them. So they are found. And now we have possibility for disadvantage air missions. We will do air missions. I think, yeah, this is worth it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Too far away from here for those bombers. So we do the airstrike. We take those and those. And we will try to roll for coordination. So in order to get coordination, we need to roll, we have L2s only, yeah? So now this time the coordination will be easier. 3 times the lowest status, yes. 6 is just exactly this, so we have a coordinated airstrike. Now, would they be found? Not necessarily, but we shall see. We have a search. Okay, US search is in the hex here, it is 6. Let's see if Americans are able to spot them. Rolling. 7, let me check. US search, same hex. No, they were not spotted. So first we will have airstrike, and then we'll have a flag procedure. So everything goes at Saratoga. Yeah, everything goes at Saratoga. Here we have 8 minus 3, this is 5, plus 1 for the 3 steps of L2 unit. So this is 6. Let me just move it here. So we look at 6. Nothing. This is a poor rolling. Those guys have 8 minus 2, 6 plus 1, 7. 7, and we got 2. 7, 2. This is 3 hits. Oh my goodness, that's a tremendous strength. First of all, the capacity for the planes is only down to 1, so those planes also are hit. And now they are crippled. They can move 0 or 1. You see, this will be crippled. But let's see the flag combat. They have 4. Let's try the flag combat. 1. 4, 1, flag versus air 1. So there are also losses on the Japanese side, but let's be honest, they are acceptable in comparison to what happened just to those guys. Then we go through the last steps, the activation, not the activation, but yeah, detection removal, so on and so forth. And we have now some interesting strategic considerations. We are past the battle cycle 4. Now the situation. Americans, in order to reach Hawaii, we need to count the hexes and to see if they can, for sure, this task force would have a huge problem, guys, because it cannot move 2 hexes now. it can move only one hex. It's crippled, so it will be lost. So the only chance for the US to win is try to strike. Let's see if they can. The problem is that we'll have a dusk, and this will be the last moment for them to attack. Let me just calculate. We have just finished the 4th battle cycle. We have 28 days, so this is 10. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 8.5. Okay, so they can still fight before they will be forced to flee. So one more battle cycle should be fine. And this will be our kamikaze, of course. Okay, so lightning is dusk. We roll for advantage. Advantage goes, my goodness, with Japanese. 2-1. Just a minimal advantage, but yeah. This is with them. What shall we do now? We play in the open card, so we see everything, of course. Okay, most probably we need to try to finish off those guys here and escape as much as possible as Japanese. As Americans, we should try to catch those capital ships, or at least weaken the Wake Island. Yeah, guys. So let's see what we can do. First of all, we'll do the search. That hex, 1 hex away, so pretty high probability that we'll manage to find them. 1 hex up to 5. Sorry, this is US search. Japanese search up to 5 still. 3, yeah, that was pretty possible, 60%. They can also, US can search for this task force, for the carriers, yeah. So this will be similar, if I remember, it's up to 5. Ah, gosh, nope. Then they will move here, they will move away, again searching, 2 hexes away, up to 4. No, and now searching 3 hexes away, up to 3. No. Okay, they moved away to be able to strike from a distance. I think the Task Force 2 will stay here. They will be mercilessly battered, but yeah, that's what we have to do. And that will be all from the movement. Airstrikes. Maybe before airstrikes, let's assume that we also search here with Japanese. Japanese, 2 hexes up to 4, 3 hexes up to 3, up to 4, up to 3. Yes and no. So we spotted void space. Of course, during the movement of Japanese forces, those guys can try to spot the Japanese. From 2 hexes, it will be like up to 4. So they are also spotted. Nice. A lot of fight will ensue. Okay, now let me think what we shall do as far as the air missions are concerned. I think this is pretty obvious. We need to do whatever possible to get the Saratoga and see how it goes. We only use the air carrier planes. We roll for coordination. Which is coordinated less than 3 times. the lowest quality level. Now we roll for the detection in the hex, exactly. So this is Japan. Again, we flip it. We look at same hex up to 6, search for R. 6, just. So first of all, the cap, yeah, we'll have a cap procedures. Definitely they would like to fight, and definitely the Japanese would like to fight. So the strength and the air strength is 1 for both guys. We look cap versus coordinated. 0, 1, no, and there 7 minus 3, this is 4 plus 1 for the 3 steps of L2, 5. No. So nothing happening during the cap procedure. Flag procedure now. Flag 4, it will be rolling here. And this will be flag versus unimproved flag. 4, 3, I believe this is 1 hit. Okay, so those will not have any more this advantage of 3 steps of L2, but we shall see. So the attack, the target is of course Lexington. We'll do it. First of all, those guys. 8 minus 4 is 4. Strength 4 versus naval. No, 7 will be nothing. And now those guys. 8 minus 3, this is 5 plus 1 for 3 steps of L2. This is 6. Important roll. My goodness, it's a critical hit. 6, 0. First of all, these are 4 hits. And yeah, there are no additional, but 4 hits. 4 hits, of course, obliterates the Lexington. Saratoga, this is Saratoga. And also the last plane is also destroyed. With this situation, things looks really grim for the US player, but at least yeah, they will manage to deactivate those because they are now crippled. They are sunk. Let's go disadvantage movement. So what we shall do, first of all, we need to find those guys, and we need to be in space to come back in 10, actually in 9 moves. So okay, they are, I think, already too far away. They have to move 1 hex here. They need to start coming back. They need to start coming back. Then we'll have 9 more moves. Yeah, that's okay. Those guys cannot move here, they will be too far away, and if those move here, would they be able to come back in time? I think this is a problem with this hex. Just let me check the rules, because I think, are those restricted or coastal? Okay, this is coastal, not restricted, so they will be able to move back if I put them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fine. And this task force 4 from here also. So we try with both of them to find this task force. This is 3. The range is 3, and I believe on the range 3 we had on US chart 3. Yeah, 3 is 3. Sorry guys for all this checking of the rules, and I'm pretty sure that I made some mistakes. Sorry for this. No, they didn't found them. So everything goes into the task force too. Just some revenge. You cannot call it otherwise. Revenge due to the unsuccessful chase after the carriers. So what we shall do? Check for coordination. 0, 1, 2, 3. Not coordinated. Now for detection in the space, it will be 0 to 5. Search for air. Japanese, yeah. 0 to 5. Yeah, they are spotted. We don't have any cap, but we have a flag, and flag could be this, a free one. Yeah? Good. Rolling with a flag. Nothing. And now, and of course this is airstrike, yeah, not air supremacy. This is airstrike. We roll the airstrike versus those two ships. First of all, with a strength 5 and with a strength 5. Nothing. And now against that ship. 5, 3. Checking. It's one hit, just one short. One short of destroying them. And they come back to their home carriers. Then we go through the rest of those. Sorry guys, one more thing. We need to check for the losses when landing because it was a dusk. So we check those two planes and those two planes. And just a reminder, if we roll less than 3 times the quality, they lose a step. 1, 2, 3, 4. They lose a step. They rolled more. Now those. Nothing for Americans. A step is lost. A step is lost. So that's the real losses. And so we went through the 5th battle cycle, and that will conclude our battle scenario 1. We conclude now because all the units have to legally deactivate in order to reach the Hawaiian Island. Both task forces need exactly 9 moves. That needs 8, but it doesn't have any more air carriers. First of all, thank you for being with me during this scenario. I'm pretty sure I made some mistakes. Sorry for this. If you spot anything, please let me know in the comments. I like the game. I like the mechanics. I like the dynamics. I like this advantage, disadvantage player, dynamic. What we see here is a tremendous victory for Japanese. We took Wake. So here are the Wake units. We managed to sink the Saratoga and also inflict losses on the planes of 2 other Lexington and Enterprise. What is really worrying long term is that they took a lot of hits in their best planes, so L2 Kido Butai fighters. Still, that was expected. Yeah, that something like this will happen. They also were hit pretty hard in those additional auxiliary task forces, 7 hits over there. Still, strategically and tactically, victory for Japanese. Thank you very much for being with me during this scenario. I hope we'll tackle further ones. If you like what you've seen here, please give a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, kindly please subscribe. It's really important for such a small content creator like me, your support and your help. Thank you, and bye for now.